Pledge allegiance. Thank you. As I was saying before, I think first of all, I'm glad of the turnout that we had, and I think every time that we do this, as we go on, the turnout is going to be better. We're going to get more and more business people involved. We have I see quite a few business leaders. I want to thank Mr. Jenkins, Chamber, Cover 6, the Chief, Dr. Felton, Mr. Kid Cochran representing OGH, Sheriff Guidros, Mr. Bostic representing the FBI, and Lisa Vidry representing GOSEP and Homeland Security, and everybody else. But I just think that in light of the tragedies that have been occurring across the country, this is something that is greatly needed. And instead of being, as I said earlier, instead of being reactive, we need to be proactive. We need to have a plan in place where it's just like second nature to us. And the only way to do that is for us all to work together and come together as a team. So, like I said, it's just second nature to us. I also want to thank my two councilmen, Marvin Richard and Sherelle Roberts, also for showing up, because it's like I said, it's going to take a team effort for us all to do this. And I see also Mr. Mark Majors with Med Express. I'm sorry, you told me your name with AirMed?
Errol Babineau.
Errol Babineau with AirMed, and we have Acadian and Med Express and others here. But like I said, it's going to take a team effort, and I'd be remiss also, Chief Thompson. It's going to take a team effort. We have to work together and drill, and like I said, maybe this will take off, and we'll also be able to help other communities, other parts of the state. Chief recently acquired explosive sniffing dog, and I don't think Ville Platte, I don't think knew we had it, but we would have been able to assist them with the recent bomb scare that they had, because we just recently acquired this explosive sniffing dog. But like I said, as we go along, everyone's going to know what our capabilities are and what we can do. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Joey. Well, first of all, I'll just hand it down to Doc Felton, and then we'll come with the mic down, and y'all can introduce yourselves and say what you offer to the table.
Dr. Michael Felton with Cover 6. I'm the Director of Medical Operations, but I'm also a Deputy Sheriff with St. Landry Parish and St. Landry Parish SWAT for the last 12 years. Our goal at Cover 6, of course, is to disseminate proper active shooter training, not just for local businesses, but also to ensure that our schools and our public entities are safe as well. And that's what we're going to try to do with KATC.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Charles Mason, Fire Chief Officer, Fire Department. And the fire department's role in any emergency, especially when it's needed law enforcement, is to assist them in any way with EMS in order to make sure we can bring the situation under control, do the best we can to keep our citizens safe.
Thank you. I'm Joey Como. I'm the CEO of Cover 6 Training Academy. What we are here today to discuss is the early planning stages of what we're going to do. We are going to actually do a large scale mass active shooter drill. We're going to do that in the community to educate the parish, the city, all EMS, all law enforcement. We're going to work together on this. All state, federal, local agencies are going to work together to get this drill down pat. And it's going to take some planning, but the city has reached out to us to help them with it because it needs to be done. So we're going to put this together in the most professional, most trained way possible that's ever been done, so that in the event, God forbid, something happened in this area, everybody here is trained and they know what to do. So it's going to take some time and some planning,
morning. My name is Raquel Manuel. I'm the president and CEO of the St. Landry Chamber of Commerce. It's our role as a chamber to educate the business community and the vendors of our community, as well as the consumers of our community, so that they are aware of the services offered by organizations like the one that we're going to be talking about today, while also educating them on best practice when it comes to things like active shooter. We've worked with both the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department to offer active shooter training to our business members as well as the community in order for them to be prepared for worst case scenario and keep safe not only their employees but also consumers throughout the parish.
Good morning. Okay, my name is Patrick Jenkins, Superintendent of St. Landry Parish Schools. And I'm excited about this opportunity for us to partner with all of our emergency responders, the Sheriff Department, police departments, and FBI, so forth. This is a great opportunity for our parish as well as our education facilities throughout the parish. This is one of the things that Chief and I discussed when I first came on as superintendent, to have a drill like this in the very near future. So having these partnerships and working with the mayor and the mayors of other communities once we get this taken care of is exciting, because it's going to help for the safety of all of our children as well as teachers and staff members in our communities. So again, I'm excited about this partnership. So I'd like to thank the mayor for extending his hand for this, and I appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ken Cochran. I'm the president and CEO for opelousas General. A long time ago, serving as a medic, I used to think emergency preparedness was about fire, law enforcement, and EMS. But since then, I've learned emergency preparedness is about the home. It starts at the home as individuals, but it's a community responsibility. One of the new issues for emergency preparedness that we all need to prepare for is active shooters. This is an extension of preparing for floods and hurricanes, droughts and food shortages. We want to save our own staff so they can continue to care for those who are injured, but also then be prepared to receive and triage those who may get injured in this situation. I think it's a great initiative for opelousas and for St. Landry Parish, and I know that we appreciate being involved. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Sheriff Bobby Guidreau. I'm happy to be a partner with Chief Thompson and the FBI and local agencies, business people, emergency services, to be able to provide additional training. In recent days, the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office arrested 2 juveniles for terrorism, for making bomb threats, and happy to report it out in one of our local schools. So I'm happy to report we did make an arrest. We don't know how far it's going to go in the court system yet, but there is definitely a need in St. Landry Parish to make people aware of the dangers that we all live in. So I'm happy to be a partner. And the traditional lockdown response in the old days is not enough. We have to teach more. And I think this training is going to be great for all our law enforcement partners and for the businesses and emergency responders. So I'm happy to be a partner.
Hi, my name is Donald Bostic, and I'm the supervisor of the FBI offices in Lafayette and Lake Charleston, Louisiana. On behalf of the FBI, I'd like to express our appreciation for the local officials here who have undertaken this training exercise. First responders have to have their skills honed routinely. They need to evaluate what they're doing, how they are doing it, so that when they respond to an incident on the scene, that lives can be saved. As the FBI, we have a different role. We are very often not the first responders. Our charge in an active shooter event is the disruption, the detection, and the prevention of one of these incidents from ever even happening. And then if the unfortunate event that one does occur, we assist in the investigation and the aftermath. And recent events have shown us that we too need training, and we need to evaluate what we do and how we do it and how we can do it better. So Director Ray of the FBI has given his full commitment to evaluating what happened most recently in the Florida shooting, getting to the bottom of that, and reassessing our policies, procedures, and protocols, and making them more effective. Here in the Lafayette and Lake Charles areas, we work very closely with our counterparts. We are in almost daily contact with them, whether it's an active shooter threat or any other type of criminal activity. So I'm very happy with the way that we share information here on the local level, but we can always do things better. So I hope that this training will allow not only the first responders to polish up their skills, but also for us to take a look and see how we interact within that process to sharpen our skills as well. We are expected, me and my counterparts up here, are expected to be right 100% of the time. It does no good for us to say and pound our chest that 99% of the time we detect, deter, prevent these things. Because if it is you or your loved one or your friend who is a victim in one of these things, the one time that we are wrong, we find no comfort in the fact that we were right 99% of the time. So the expectations are very high, as they should be. We welcome those expectations. My local counterparts here and myself, we signed up for this duty. And we meet this challenge head on. And the way we get better is through this training, and also we get better by acknowledging those times when we fall short, when mistakes are made, and we should be transparent, and then we should address those to make sure that it never happens again. And that's the goal of this training right here, is to make sure that we are giving you, the citizens of this parish and this area, 100% effectiveness. So I look forward to that, and I'm happy to answer questions throughout this event that you might have.
Hi, my name is Lisa Vedrine. I'm the director of the St. Landry Parish Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness. And of course, we're excited for the opportunity for the community to come together to support our first responders and local public schools and businesses throughout St. Landry Parish to be better prepared in an active shooter situation or any type of situation that may occur here in St. Landry Parish. So like I said, we're just glad to be here. We're looking forward to working with everyone sitting at the table and beyond. So like I said, hopefully we'll learn a lot from this whole process, and our students and our teachers and our community will be better prepared.
Chief?
Okay. I'm Deacon Charles Richard, deacon at Holy Ghost Catholic Church, as well as the business manager.
Thank you, Chief. I'm Mark Major, CEO of MedExpress Ambulance Service. And what a great forum, what a great opportunity for us to move forward with a very deliberate, proactive plan, an interagency plan that will help mitigate the consequence of terrible events. As an EMS provider, we basically have the consequences of these events that we work with these patients, these individuals who are harmed by an active shooter program or any mass casualty program. The EMS community has worked very well together, especially here in St. Landry Parish, where we have multiple agencies. We work very well with similar circumstances. There's a great medical community here, a great hospital here. The Louisiana Emergency Response Network has been such a benefit and advantage to our community to help disperse patients when there's a larger number of patients that are involved. If you look back, it's some of the things that aren't really highlighted in some of these events in Las Vegas and in Florida. You'll see a byline now and then. Many more deaths were avoided by effective utilization of established practices of handling multiple trauma patients. And I'm happy to say that the engagement of the hospitals, Opelousas General, and then all throughout this region, the Louisiana Emergency Response Network, or LEARN, is very matured and very well, and does a tremendous job on a day in and day out basis to support what it is. So the consequences after an event, it's an established part of the picture. And as we build relationships with the rest of you in mitigating the whole event, I really do think that our community has the opportunity to do our very, very best and to keep people, even in their home, to keep them with us. Thank you, Chief, for inviting us.
Harold Babineau with the Acadian Ambulance. We've been in St. Landry Parish about 45 years now. We've done a lot of mass casualties with you. We have the resources there in place, and we also have the air resources, both ground and air. And it would not be uncommon if you needed 30, 40 ambulances after the initial response to be seen here in St. Landry Parish by our surrounding areas. So with that, I appreciate you inviting us to this evening. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Livonia Malifo, social worker, judicial administrator for the Office of City Court. I'm just present representing on behalf of the Honorable Judge Vanessa Harris. She supports the war. Thank you, Chief, for this comprehensive effort in pulling together resources to address what seemingly is an ever-evolving, ever-continuing occurrence of incidents. So thank you for your effort.
Dominique Stewart, Representative Evangeline Downs Racetrack Casino. I thank you all for this invitation. And Evangeline Downs is a place where we have hundreds of people on our property, and we welcome any assistance that we can get from anyone who would come in to assist us, whatever endeavor we may have to challenge. I thank you for the invitation, and I welcome whatever assistance Evangeline Downs may need, because hopefully, pray to God, we don't. Thank you.
Chief, I think Ms. Mona is representing the city of Washington. The mayor.
My name is Mona Bob. I'm the alderman at large from the town of Washington, bringing greetings from Mayor Joseph Petrie and the town council. And like everyone else, I applaud the efforts of everyone that's present to be proactive to save so many people. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alvin Richard. I'm the Alderman at Large for the great city of Opelousas. I'm sole supervisor at Med Express Ambulance Service. Like our mayor said, it's good to be proactive. So I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you, Chief, for inviting me.
Good morning. My name is Cheryl Roberts. I'm a council member here with the city of Opelousas. I'm also a business owner. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to come here and get together so we can try to move Opelousas forward and to try to prevent some of the tragedies. You know, thank God it hasn't happened here yet, and I hope it doesn't. But thank you all for putting the effort, and thank you, Chief, for inviting me here so we can get some things done.
Mouton with the Marshal's Office in Opelousas. I think this is a great opportunity that we all can come together as a team and address difficult things that we have in our parish. I'm sending my units to all schools in Ward 1 to talk to the principals to find out if we can assist them more than we can. And I just thank Chief for inviting me to this meeting, and I think it's good for all of us to be on one team. Thank you.
Right short to the point, I want to thank all of you for your attendance this morning. And it's all about the safety of our kids. You all play an important role, but it needs to be done. So we cannot sit here this morning and say that it won't happen here in Opelousas. But God forbid it don't, but this is what this is all about, that we all coming together this morning. So therefore that we all can be on the same page, the same team, together, to unify and to do what needs to be done to eliminate lives, to save lives. Of course, we all know that if a person having on their mind to do something, it's hard. It's hard for law enforcement. I think that Don and Sheriff can attest to that. It's hard for us to really, to stop it. But however, if it happens, then we can eliminate a lot of other injuries that possibly, fatalities or seriously injured. But again, Dr. Jenkins, you and I spoke about this a long time ago when we first took office, and we've been constantly conversating on this. So training This is the purpose. We want to educate the public to know that we're not just sitting back. Because it happened in Florida, they still put a black eye on the city of Opelousas, across this country, across this nation. So we want to educate the public, let you know, and to notify you that we're not just sitting back and not thinking that it won't happen here in Opelousas and not worry about it. No, this is why we initially meeting this morning to move on to the next step, which is planning, train, and train. Thank you all for being here. I want to thank the media more, so also for being here, Jasmine, all of you. Thank you all for being here at this attendance.
Thank you, Chief. The marshal walked in later, when we first started. So I want to thank him also because as when I first took office back in 2015, it probably was 2016, when the marshal's office started taking an active part in, along with the police department too, but the marshal's office started providing security for City Hall. And I guess it was just something, we're so used to Opelousas being that small town, where nobody does anything, supposedly. So security was lax. I mean, and I'm not ashamed to say it. We had, I was kind of shocked. We had like tens of thousands of dollars that as the city, we had tellers walking $30,000, $40,000 in monies collected. They would walk to American Bank with the money back. Now, the marshal's office has taken it where they escort them. But one of the things that I found amusing was that, and I said I found amusing, but I found it was something I hadn't even thought about. The marshal's office, it was Pablo and I think Watley, pulled me aside and said, Mayor, anybody can walk in City Hall and a gunman or somebody, and they could turn around and, just shoot up everybody in City Hall. There was no security. He said, there's no plan. He said there was no emergency escape plan. We've got people up on the third floor, second floor. So they kind of put it on our minds that we needed something to do. And I want to thank the marshal's office because they had been saying that we needed an active shooter plan. And this was way since 2016. So I'm just very, very glad that now we're getting together. And I think the next step is we should, as a group, decide, and my suggestion is, because I don't know as far as how it's going to disrupt the school system, but I think that, and of course with Mr. Como and Doc Felton with Cover 6 also, but I think it'll be easier for us to do like a mock drill here at City Hall with less disruption at first, to see how it, how we go about the planning stage and everything. I mean, of course I would like everyone to have a say in it, but, or Sheriff, what do you think, or Chief, as far as, is it easier to do it here because we have less people and we've got some empty floors that we could actually do staging?
It would be easier here, Mayor, but, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So it would be easier here. To get the full effect, we need to do it at a school.
Okay.
So we can get that real life scenario training for everybody involved, all the way from the top to the bottom, even the students. To get that real life experience, we need to bring it directly to the school and do it. Afterwards, we can, of course, do one here, without a doubt. But to do this drill effectively, we need to do it at a school.
Well, with that being said, Dr. Jenkins, how feasible and how soon could we start this process?
One thing that, Joy and I had a little sidebar, so just working logistics out of it, I'm sure we can work it out as soon as possible. As we know, I think everyone in this room knows that the logistics of it is the biggest challenge of having it, but also having it on a school site provides us enough area in order for all of the emergency responders to do their jobs efficiently. Had an opportunity to participate in something like this in St. Charles as well as Ascension Parish.
And it does take a lot of area and a lot of logistics in regards to these things. So we want to support it as much as we possibly can. But as Chief said earlier, it's training and retraining and training up for this event. So we could work out the details, but we want to work on it as soon as possible because time is not our ally. Right. So the sooner we can get it done, the better. Okay. Also, I see Miss Gloria Sonia back there. As a business owner, how do you think, Miss Sonia, that you could assist us in, as businesses? What role do you want? What do you think y'all could?
Well, I'm a manager of a finance company, and it's to be aware of the surroundings that we have. We see something that is not where it needs to be, not to delay calling the law enforcement and let them know. Many people walk the street, and it seems as though they may be all innocent. But when you find someone which is, it's regular to wear the big hoodie, but when you're 80 degrees and you've got a hoodie and they're trying to enter into your office and you don't know who they are, someone needs to step forward and find out what is it that they want. I've had to do it at my office before. So it's to be aware and of course inform other businesses of what's going on, but to let the officers, to let the law enforcement agency know what's happening. So be aware in your surroundings what's going on. And I believe that we can participate in that way. Thank you.
I think Ms. Raquel has an answer to that.
Hey, Ms. Gloria, how are you?
Hi, fine, how are you?
I'm not sure, it was about a year ago that the Chamber hosted an educational seminar discussing exactly what you're talking about here. It's a twofer for businesses, right? Because businesses need to be made aware of when disaster strikes and something happens at a school or a large business of anywhere that has a high population of people. Businesses need to be made aware of as soon as possible what's happening so that they can begin their emergency response plan to an event like that. On the other hand, businesses are oftentimes targets. So we did an educational seminar for businesses so that they are aware of the services that we had, again, about a year ago. And we worked with the police department and the sheriff's office to kind of discuss with them what that looks like. Because I think businesses, in my perception, businesses aren't aware of what their role is. They aren't aware that things like an emergency response plan, just on the basic, as you were discussing there, the basic level of emergency exits, emergency response as far as, action items of each individual within that office. They don't have that as on their to-do list annually, and so I think that it is part of the Chamber's responsibility to make sure that not only are we aware of what Cover 6 can offer to businesses, but also that we need to make sure we're engaging and advocating with our business members like Ms. Gloria, so that they're aware of what their role is as well. I think that it's crucial that it is both, comprehensive on both sides, so they know what to do in the event that they are victims or they are attacked themselves, but also a separate plan for what to do in response to someone else in the local area being attacked.
Ms. Gloria?
I forgot to mention that about 10 years ago, I had a young man to walk into the office and we were robbed. And that was nothing nice. I was in the back room and my CSR was in the front along with the customer. And I could hear just a terrible voice of command that he placed in my office. Fear. And she was able to give him what he wanted. He had her lay down on the floor and count from 1 to 100, and also my customer. So it is nothing nice when someone walks into your place of business to rob you. Whatever you do, just let them have it because it's not worth it.
And that, Ms. Clerk, thank you, Ms. Clerk, and that could have easily turned into a hostage situation.
Yes, it could.
So things that it's not only, we think in school, we